Welcome back, everyone. We have just a couple more topics to go through here for this first general notes. Notice I have a view title up here, and I clearly do not want a view title, so I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm going to click on this view, come back over to my viewport and change my type properties. So before I do that, let me check one thing. So notice in my file, I just have a viewport. That's all I have. So I want to be able to turn viewports on and off. The view titles on and off, depending on whether it's a graphic view or whether it is just some kind of either legend or schedule that doesn't need a view title. So with this viewport selected, I am going to edit my type, kind of look at the type properties, and I simply have the option clearly to either show or not show the title and show or not show the extension line. So I want two different types of viewports, one that definitely has the title and extension line and one that doesn't. So of course I'm going to duplicate, and I will simply title this one no title. Now that I'm working with no title, I will say I don't want an extension line, and no, I don't want any title. So those are just selections over here. I've adjusted and created a new type of viewport. I'll click OK. And notice it's active, and notice my view title is gone. And if I come back and look, I can see in my file that I now have viewport 1 and no title. Okay, so filling out a set of notes. So what's my workflow and what do I do? So I really try and focus on alignment, all right? And so I'm going to activate this view. I have a very small amount of text in here, and I'm not going to add any more. So all I'm going to do is say I want to copy this object, and I'll just copy it going straight down. And I believe I need, in this particular project, 5 notes, so I'm just going to make 4 copies. So I'll copy this. I want to make sure, since I just opened Revit for these videos, my kind of standard defaults that I like to see aren't here yet. So in my options bar, I need to check this multiple. I always like to do multiple copies. So I'm just going to click my start point, move down a ways. I'll pick a spot. I really don't expect to get the spacing correct. All I know is that if I move my mouse straight down, those pieces of text are going to be perfectly lined up left to right. And of course, now since I have the multiple options selected, I need to hit escape 3 times to get out of there. So now I'm ready to go in and type in or edit these note lines. So clearly this one, I can simply come in and re-enter that it's a 2, do the same thing here as a 3, keep coming down, 4, and of course a last one of 5. So I now have an option for 5 notes, and I can place the text in. For note 3, if you're looking at the PDF, you can see that there's some indents in there, and Revit just doesn't have the ability to do indents. So what that means in this particular case, I could either create take this block and copy it down into the right as an indent, or in this particular case, I chose to actually use text in here and type this text directly in. So I would use my text command and make sure that I'm using 3/32 sized text. And I'm just going to kind of put something in here. And I'll start with, I think this is 2015 IRC, meaning International International Residential Code. So then here I have an opportunity to create a set of indents, and I can control my spacing. So what last thing I'm going to highlight here in this, and then I'll let you fill these notes in offline, and I'll do the same. So when I click into this second box, I'm going to begin typing the actual text here. The general contractor will be capitalized, will be responsible for proper removal techniques. So notice it just kind of continues to scroll across that box. So at this point, I am going to, I guess, and disposal of debris. So I'm going to hit return now to enter this. And notice there's an automatic line break. So this text box is set up to fit within this general note border. So all I need to do is keep typing and the text will automatically fit within this box. And again, just another piece of value here. And by the way, if I, for instance, needed to a wider box and then I wanted to change my text, then I could just change the width of this box by editing the family and dragging the text box a little bit longer. So lots of options there. Okay, so I'm going to close this chapter, finish typing all this in, and you guys can do the same at your end offline, and we will come back in the next section and do a quick final review of this just to make sure that there's nothing that I haven't missed here, and then begin to move on to the foundation plan. Hope this is helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.